All right, all right, all right, all right. Are you guys ready to get this going? ¿Estamos listos? Welcome, 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 brothers and sisters. Welcome, family. Welcome, friends. Welcome, siblings. Welcome, dreamers and doers. Welcome to Mayday. Bienvenidos a esta celebración del Día Internacional de Trabajadores. My name is Jaime Contreras, and I'm honored to be with you today representing SEIU 32BJ. I just want to hear it. Is 32BJ now? 32? All right, BJ. Our union represents property service workers, 185,000 property service workers all throughout the East Coast. I want to let you know that our union has been in this fight with CASA, with NEA, with Unite Here, with the labor movement, with all the organizations who are here to say today, enough is enough. Enough is enough. It's enough. Enough is enough. Hey! Hey! We're also here to say, Donald Trump, shame on you. Our members are janitors, airport workers, security officers, residential workers, and we are growing every day. We are immigrants. We are proud black and brown workers, working class, sheroes and heroes. This union is what power looks like. And I'm standing next to this powerful sister of mine from CASA. I want to know, is CASA in the house? Please, please give it up for Griselda de los Santos, who's going to be my co-MC today. Griselda!
Thank you so much, Jaime. Bienvenidos, familia. La familia de CASA está aquí hoy. Woo! It's International Workers' Day, guys. Let's make some noise. My name is Griselda de los Santos, and I'm proud to be CASA's regional director in Baltimore. I came to this country at the age of 12. This is my home. This is our home. And we are here to stay.
That's right.
We want to send a clear message to everybody in the White House today that we are not going anywhere. Bienvenidos, familias. Mi nombre es Griselda de los Santos y soy la directora de CASA en Baltimore. Vine de República Dominicana a los 12 años. Este es mi casa, esta es su casa y no nos vamos a ningún lado. Estamos aquí hoy para decir no más, estamos juntos, estamos unidos. And what happens when we're together? When we fight, when we fight, when we fight, cuando luchamos, cuando luchamos.
Today is not just another day, familia. We are standing in one of our most critical moments of our time. As we've seen in the news, immigrant workers are under attack like never before, at least since I've been here since the late 80s. Families are being torn apart. Hay familias que están siendo separadas. Our people are being deported without due process or, that's right, shame on who? Shame on who? Donald Trump. Shame on who? That's right. Without due process, locked away in mega prisons, stripped of their rights, denied due process, and treated less than human. For that we say, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, shame on you. Donald Trump, shame on you. Donald Trump, shame on you. We're being fired, exploited, and silenced. Entire communities are being criminalized. To that we say, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, you are the one with 34 felonies. Not me, not my family, not my community.
Billions and billions of dollars, your tax dollars, are being funneled into ICE, into detention centers, and private prison built up into our community suffering. They are trying to erase our rights, stripping away TPS, trying to cancel birthright citizenship, attacking asylum seekers, and terrorizing our community. They are building a machine fueled by fear. And guess what? We are not afraid. We are here today because our ancestors have showed us that when we organize, when we stand together, shoulder to shoulder, when we refuse to back down, we win. When we fight, when we fight, when we fight, time after time in every generation, our people have shown us that we will win. Estamos aquí hoy porque millones y millones de nuestro dinero que pagamos en taxes lo están usando para atacar a nuestra comunidad, crear cárcel basado en el sufrimiento de nosotros mismos. Pero estamos aquí hoy para decir que no tenemos miedo porque sabemos que cuando luchamos, no tenemos miedos y nuestros ancestros nos han enseñado que cuando luchamos, juntos, familia, vamos a seguir luchando y vamos a seguir ganando. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido.
So Mayday is our day. Mayday is our day. This day was born out of blood, sweat, and tears and sacrifice where workers who refused to accept being treated like machines, like second-class citizens. It was immigrant workers, black workers, and women workers who risked everything we could to have a 40-hour week in this country, and let's not forget that. Safe working conditions and a voice on the job. This is our legacy. We cannot be shut down. We will not be silenced. We're going to fight on and march on. This is our fight. We are standing on the shoulders of giants, and today we march forward because I'll be damned if we leave this country worse for my kids, their kids, and your kids, and their grandkids. Shame on this guy right here.
We want to give a huge shout out to everyone and all the groups that made today possible. Popular Democracy, and I want you to make some noise after you hear your orgs. The Education Association, SEIU International and SEIU 32BJ, National Domestic Workers Alliance, United We Dream, AFL-CIO, Congressional Action Network, Faith in Actions, African Communities Together. You are the heart and soul of this movement. So give yourself a round of applause for making this amazing day happen. Un enorme agradecimiento a todos los grupos que hicieron el día de hoy posible. Ustedes son el corazón y la razón de este movimiento. We also want to give a huge shout out to everyone who across the country today with over 1,000 different rallies fighting for our communities, fighting for our rights, and fighting for our people. Queremos también darle un gran abrazo a todos nuestros compañeros que a través del país, en más de 1,000 acciones, están unidos hoy peleando por nuestra comunidad y peleando por nuestros derechos.
De norte a sur, de este a oeste, estamos marchando, mi gente. Once again, happy International Workers' Day. Feliz Día Internacional del Trabajador. We're going to begin the program. You're going to have an amazing group of speakers up here in a few minutes. But before we get started, before we begin the program, antes de comenzar el programa, I have the honor to call on Bishop Dwayne Royster to lead us in prayer. And faith leaders, please come up to the stage with the bishop. And he has been here with us. He's been here with 32BJ in many different marches, in many different events. Please give it up for Bishop Dwayne Royster. Un aplauso para Bishop Dwayne Royster, por favor.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I need you to sound like you want to take America back and make it something better than it's ever been. I want to thank CASA, 32BJ, NEA, all the organizations that have been lifted, Popular Democracy, Faith in Action. Faith in Action is excited to be able to stand here with our representation here in the DMV, the Congregational Action Network. Can we give it up for these folk of faith who are standing proudly and tall in this moment? I am excited to be here with you for a variety of reasons. One is that there are people of faith and moral courage who are not in alignment with the disaster that this administration has brought on this country, and we are determined to chase the hell out of the White House and to bring back peace and love in this country. Today, we ought to be celebrating the ways that labor has moved America forward. The ways that labor has transformed the workplace, the way that labor has made it so that we can have a work-life balance. But the folk back there are trying to take it from us. They're trying to deport our immigrant siblings. And they're trying to make sure that there is no due process. They are trying to take away sanctuary cities and make it so that leaders and mayors and city councils are afraid of the federal government. The thing that they forgot is that working folk ain't scared. Working folks are not afraid of the terror that comes by night, but that we will fight, because when we fight, and we shall win. This administration has acted with deep levels of morality in detaining and deporting our immigrant siblings. As we say in Faith in Action, all of us are God's children. And if all of us are God's children, then we ought to be treated with the dignity and respect that is afforded God and God's children. Regardless of where you came from, your zip code, the language you speak, regardless of your area code or your country code on your phone, you are a child of God. And as a result of that, you are worthy of respect and dignity by every human authority. We're calling on Congress this day as we gather here to not cut programs that are helping working families across this country, not to cut SNAP, and not to cut Medicaid, and not to cut education and the things that help to build our nation, but instead to turn around and make bigger investments so that we have more health care, we have better education, and that we have more resources for our communities. We can't use poor people to hurt poor people. You can't cut Medicaid and SNAP, cut education, and then use that money to deport and detain our immigrant siblings. It is sin directly from the pit of hell. We need an exorcism in the White House. We need an exorcism in Congress. We need an exorcism at the Supreme Court so that we can have a country that's built on dignity and respect. We have work ahead of us, beloved. But let me remind you of this. From my sacred tradition, we have seen days like this before. This is not new. But can I tell you something? We will win. We will win. We will win. Pharaoh thought he had the Israelites locked up in bondage. But guess what? The Israelites won. There have been time and time again that evil forces have come to oppress the people of God. But guess what? They won. Evil forces have come in the forms of white supremacy and white Christian nationalism, have come in the form of xenophobia. But guess what, beloved? We're going to win. And we're going to win by sticking together. We're going to win by fighting together. We're going to win by walking together, marching together, holding arms together, lifting each other up together. We will win. Faith and labor and community standing together, being resilient in these moments, not getting caught up in the fear or getting caught up in the nonsense. We will win. And when we win, beloved, we will become architects of a new America. The old one didn't work for most of us anyway. We will be architects of a new America, telling a new story of a new nation where all people have dignity and respect, and where all of us are able to thrive and live our full best lives. Where our children can flourish, their bellies are full, everybody's got a roof over their heads, and they are able to go about their daily task, not being afraid of the police, but being in partnership with others in the community to take care of it. We will win. We are the architects of a new America, and it begins on days like today when we stand up and fight. So, beloved, with my very brief prayer now, I bless you this day, that the love of God that surpasses all understanding gives you all the power you need to take this nation back and make it what it never was, a place where all of us are able to live and thrive. God bless you, beloved, and amen.
Se puede. Se puede. Se puede. It's been over a year since the tragic collapse of the Francis Scott Kid in Baltimore. That night, while most of us were sleeping, 6 brave workers were out there, repairing roads, building a future that we all rely on. On March 26, 2024, we lost 6 incredible men. Fathers, sons, brothers, friends, and members of our community. El 26 de marzo del 2024, mientras la mayoría de nosotros estábamos durmiendo, habían 6 hombres fuertes y valientes trabajando en el Francis Scott Bridge que ese día cayó. Estos no eran simplemente hombres, eran trabajadores, eran hermanos, eran familia, eran padres y eran amigos. En este momento, me gustaría que todos levantemos nuestra mano izquierda. At this moment, I'm going to ask everyone to raise up their left fist. And for us to hold a moment of silence. Y que todos hagamos un momento de silencio en honor a estos 6 bravos hombres. In honor of the 6 brave men. Miguel Ángel Luna, Minor Suazo, Alejandro Fernández Fuentes, Dorlian Castillo Cabrera, Carlos Daniel Hernández Estrella, José Minor López. These are not just statistics. Estas no solo son estadísticas. Estos son miembros de nuestra comunidad y miembros de nuestra familia. These are members of our community and members of our family. Carmen, loving wife and of CASA member Miguel Luna, was not able to make it with us today, but she has a couple of words for us all to hear. There are 3 dates I will eternally remember, the 3 hardest dates of my life. March 26, 2024, the day I learned that my husband was among the missing at the Key Bridge collapse. May 1st, 2024, the day that I finally retrieved his body. May 1st, 2024, when I was finally able to start making plans to let him lay in peace. Carmen nos manda unas palabras poderosas. Dice que hay 3 fechas que ella recuerda. El 26 de marzo del 2024, cuando se enteró que su esposo era una de las personas que hubiera caído en el puente. El 1 de mayo, cuando ellos pudieron encontrar a uno de los últimos cuerpos. Y el 1 de marzo, cuando ella por fin pudo comenzar a hacer los planes para enterrar a su esposo. Now, how many of you know the name Kilmer Abrego García? ¿Cuántos conocen el nombre de Kilmer Abrego García? If we don't get it, if we don't get it, if we don't get it, if we don't get it. If you know the name of Kilmer, you know that he was a father, a partner, and a union worker, and a proud CASA member. On March 12, 2025, he was wrongly deported and sent to a dangerous prison in El Salvador. The Trump administration called it a mistake, but we all know that this was a political attack against our community. Si ustedes conocen el nombre de Kilmer, ustedes saben que es un padre, un amigo y un trabajador sindical. Y un orgulloso miembro de CASA. El 12 de marzo del 2025 lo deportaron erróneamente, con lo que esta administración llama un error, pero nosotros todos sabemos que esto fue un ataque político a nuestra comunidad. And guess what? We will fight every single day until he makes it home. When we fight, when we fight, when we fight, cuando luchamos, and it's now my deep honor to introduce someone whose courage and strength have inspired us all and our entire community. She has turned her pain into purpose and is leading the fight not only for her husband, but for every member, for every brother and sister that is being attacked by this administration. Please help me welcome Jennifer.
Good afternoon. My name is Jennifer Vasquez, and despite Trump's administration continued attempts to break my...
Good afternoon. Buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Jennifer. Estoy aquí sin importar los intentos de esta administración tratar de romper mis espíritus.
To break my fight spirit, I stand before you today with my head held high, demanding justice for my husband, Kilmer Abrego García.
Estoy aquí el día de hoy con mi cabeza arriba, demandando justicia por mi esposo Kilmer.
On March 12, 2025, my husband was illegally detained, abducted, and disappeared.
El día del 12 de marzo, mi esposo fue ilegalmente detenido, raptado y desaparecido.
By the Trump administration, though they admitted it was an error.
Por la administración de Trump, aunque ellos admitieron que fue un error.
I want to repeat that. My husband was illegally detained, abducted, and disappeared, thrown away to die in one of the most dangerous prisons in El Salvador with no due process because of an error.
Yo quiero repetir eso. Mi esposo fue ilegalmente detenido, raptado y desaparecido y tirado para morir en una de las prisiones en El Salvador, sin un día en corte.
It's been 50 days. 50 days of pain and suffering. 50 days of uncertainty. And as we finally saw the proof that Kilmer was alive, my children and I had to watch Trump and Bukele's administration laugh over pain.
Ha sido 50 días que no hemos escuchado directamente de mi esposo. 50 días de sufrimiento y dolor. Y el día que descubrimos que estaba vivo, mis hijos y yo tuvimos que ver cómo la administración de Trump y Bukele se reían de nuestro dolor.
This pain is indescribable. My children have been left to live in a silence of their father's absence, and they miss him more than anything.
El dolor es algo que no puedo describir. Mis hijos han tenido que pasar el silencio de no tener su padre con ellos.
The highest court in the nation ruled that Kilmer should be returned home. So why are they still waiting? Enough is enough.
Bring him home! Bring him home! Bring him home! Bring him home! Bring him home!
Stop playing political games with my husband's life.
La corte más grande y suprema de este país dijo que tenían que regresar a Kilmer. ¿Y por qué estamos esperando su regreso? Dejen de estar jugando juegos políticos con la vida de nuestra familia.
I stand here today, not just for Kilmer, but for all the families affected by the cruel and unjust separation by this administration.
Estoy parada aquí hoy, no solamente por Kilmer, pero por todas las familias que siguen luchando por las personas que fueron separadas de su hogar.
Though all the pain, I continue to find strength in my faith, the men's support from our community, our brothers and sisters from CASA, members from SMART, allies, faith leaders, and all of you guys that lift me in the darkest moments.
Lo que me sigue levantando, iluminando, es el apoyo de todos ustedes que me han levantado durante mis momentos más oscuros. Mis hermanos y hermanas en casa, mis hermanos y hermanas en el sindicato SMART, toda la comunidad creyente y todos ustedes luchadores.
Kilmer, if you can hear me, I love you, and keep your faith in God. Know that the children and I are still fighting for you to come back home.
Kilmer, si me puedes escuchar, te quiero mucho. Quiero que sepas que los niños y yo continuamos a luchar y quiero asegurar que mantengas tu fe en Dios.
For everyone watching, keep fighting. Not just for Kilmer, but for every family fighting to be reunited with their loved ones.
Para todos los que están viendo, les quiero brindar este pedido, que continúen a luchar, no solamente por Kilmar, pero por todas las familias que han sido separadas.
Let us continue the change and let our voice be heard.
Vamos a continuar el cambio y que nuestras voces se escuchen.
Thank you for standing with us. Thank you for fighting with us. Together we will never be silenced. Thank you.
Gracias por luchar por nosotros, por continuar esa lucha. Juntos nunca vamos a ser silenciados. Gracias.
Bring him home! Bring him home! Bring Kilmer home! Bring Kilmer home! Bring Kilmer home! Bring Kilmer home! Thank you, Jennifer. Gracias por estar acá con nosotros. Estamos contigo y estamos con tu familia. We are not in this fight alone, family. You can see the sea of colors for the different unions, organizations that are here, right? We're not alone. You can see some amazing congresspeople who are here, who are going to speak to us. One of them, there's truly no words big enough to describe the love, the gratitude, the respect we have for our next speaker. She has been and continues to be one of the fiercest, most powerful champions for immigrants, for working families, and for every single one of us. Please welcome Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal to the stage.
Thank you so much, everybody. Happy Mayday. This is our day of solidarity to say that immigrant rights are workers' rights and workers' rights are immigrant rights. And when immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do? When workers' rights are under attack, what do we do? I want to thank CASA, all of the organizations, the unions that have been part of today, and I especially want to thank Jennifer Vasquez. I want to thank Carmen Luna for your strength, for your resilience, for everything that you are doing to show us what it looks like to stand up and fight back in the most terrible of circumstances. And I want you to know, I just spoke to Jennifer about this as well. Next week, as ranking member of the Immigration Subcommittee, we don't get to have official hearings, but we are having our own shadow hearing to make sure that we bring back Kilmar Abrego Garcia to the United States. And that will be next week, and I hope anyone that is here can come and show solidarity and insist that all of us stand up and do everything we can. We are here because we say, not on our watch, to Trump's kidnapping and deporting of immigrants, to going after immigrant workers who are union organizers, like what happened in my home state of Washington, to deporting U.S. citizen children in the middle of cancer treatments, to rounding up legal permanent residents and people with legal visa status simply because you disagree with what they say in a country that is supposed to have free speech for everybody. We say not on our watch to killing industries that are powered by immigrants or terrorizing thousands of foreign students by revoking our visas. Not on our watch. We are here to say not on our watch to the wholesale war that Trump is waging on immigrants of every legal status and on workers and the right to collectively bargain. Brothers, sisters, and siblings, these two things are tied together. They are tied together because when workers have power, that means we can take on those big corporations. And when immigrant workers are vulnerable, it means that they are trying to divide us so they can give themselves a $4.5 trillion tax break on our backs. We say not in our name. we've seen this before. They think that attacking immigrants as they tank the economy and destroy programs that meet our basic economic needs is going to distract us from that $4.5 trillion tax break that they want to give to billionaires like Elon Musk and his Department of Greed and Ego. Are you distracted? Are we going to be divided? Look, this has been an age-old story. The rich bosses want to get richer instead of paying workers a living wage when the rent is too damn high. Instead of paying their fair share of taxes so workers can have universal health care and child care and affordable housing. Well, on May Day, we are here to say you aren't going to distract us and you aren't going to divide us. Not on our watch. We know that it's not immigrants who are raising the cost of your rent. It's billionaires. It's not workers raising the cost of your groceries, it's billionaires. It's not immigrants raiding your Social Security, it's billionaires. It's not workers profiting from you being sick, it's billionaires. It's not workers or immigrants taking away your education, it is billionaires. In the workplace, whether you're an immigrant, whether you're native born, you're doing the work. You're doing the work, building homes, caring for our elders, teaching our kids, doing exactly what our communities need. And so we will fight like hell for what we deserve. We will fight like hell to bring Kilmar Abrego Garcia home. We will fight like hell for workers like Miguel Luna, who urgently need safe workplaces and rights on the job. We will fight like hell for our union organizers, immigrant and native born, who are being detained across the country, whose rights are being violated just because they're fighting for us to have collective power. We will fight like hell for all of us because immigrant rights are workers' rights. Workers' rights are, and immigrant and workers' rights are human rights. Thank you all so much. To solidarity, to justice. Let's fight forward and let's win.
Thank you so much. Ho ho! Billionaires have had to go. Familia, our next speaker, she's bold, she's unapologetic, she's one of the fiercest voices for justice in Congress today. Fighting from immigrant rights to demanding human rights, fighting right here and abroad, Representative Omar has never backed down. She doesn't just represent us, she fights for us. Please give a powerful welcome to our sister in the struggle, Congresswoman Omar.
Thank you, sis. How's everybody doing today? Are you fired up and ready to go? I just want to give a huge shout out for the courage and tenacity that Jennifer has shown as she's defended the honor of her husband, Kilmer. I think it is worth saying that we have a president that is stupid enough to believe a photoshopped image. I think it is safe to say we have administration stupid enough to admit to the Supreme Court that they made an administrative error, but they're not going to fix it. I think it is safe enough to say we have an administration that is riddled with lawlessness, that they are committing crimes every single day by disobeying the orders from the Supreme Court. So I don't know about you, but I came to this country as an immigrant. And for those of us who have gotten the golden ticket, the opportunity to live up to the American dream, we hold the Constitution supreme. We have always believed that the rights that we have, that man can take away, that we can at least get our day in court and have the judiciary function to defend our rights. So I understand when I see immigrants that are so heartbroken about the land of the free and the home of the brave, when they are seeing people become cowards and not stand up to this administration. And I hear people feel embarrassed as the world overwatches the country that they look to as a beacon, not ensure freedoms to all. When people watch a young woman snatched in the middle of the street by masked men who will not identify themselves, taken to a detention center without any notification, any contact with family, lawyers, their representatives in Congress, that is an image that is terrifying to the rest of the world, and it should be terrifying to us as Americans. When you have a father who has a U.S. citizen as a wife with young children being taken to a jail cell for the worst criminals on earth, to be treated as if he has committed crime when there is no crime to speak of. That is not the America that we all know. That is not the America we love. And that is not the America the world looks up to. So it is up to us, Americans, to make sure we are standing up for American values, to make sure we are standing up for democratic values, to make sure that the country that once defeated a king's tyranny does so again. And today, on International Workers' Day, we are not only here to celebrate labor's contributions, but to protect the dignity of labor from an administration that is determined to erase it. In just 100 days, this administration has done more to weaken labor rights than any administration in modern history. We know that immigrant workers are the backbone of so many of our industries like healthcare, agriculture, construction, childcare, and hospitality. And yet they are often the ones that are most exploited, most unpaid, and most vulnerable to unsafe work conditions and abuse. Right now, under the Trump administration, we are seeing critical worker protections gutted. One of their newest targets is the Bureau of International Labor Affairs, known as ILAP. This is a small but powerful office inside the Department of Labor that helps protect immigrant workers, fight child labor, and hold abusive employers accountable. But now, this administration wants to wipe it out with any regard for the people it serves. Cutting ILAP is not only eliminating oversight, so corporations can exploit workers without consequences. It's about making sure billionaires keep getting richer while working people get left behind. When immigrant workers are the first to lose protections, it sends a message to all workers that they can be next. A strong labor movement means fighting for the rights of every worker. Whether you're a farm worker, a delivery driver, the meat packer, or the assembly line worker. Your struggle is our struggle. So today I want to thank every one of you for showing up. Thanks to every worker who showed up, who speaks out, who organizes, and who leads. Your resilience, your labor is what keeps this country going, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. As my dear colleague and sister Jayapal said, it is our job to never stop fighting alongside you. You can always count on our solidarity, our support, our courage, our bravery to make sure this country respects your labor and your rights. Thank you so much for being here.
Give it up for this amazing Congresswoman! Like I said, we're not alone, right? We're in this together. Labor is in this together. You see all them blue shirts right there? I want to know, is any in the house? Representing, hold on, representing one of the biggest and boldest voices in the movement, leading that fight with passion, power, determination, is our next speaker, the fearless leader of the National Education Association, Becky Pringle! Becky, come up to the stage and join us!
Now, we're gonna get this sea of blue to settle down in a minute. Hey! The view from up here is magnificent. I am so honored to be here today with so many strong and visionary leaders representing students and educators and parents and working families and activists who are standing up in unity and love, righteous indignation, and power. And we are not alone. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of people standing up with us today across this country. I represent the 3 million members of the National Education Association who are proud to stand with Gustavo Torres and our partners from CASA. Yeah, give it up for CASA! And our phenomenal leaders from Popular Democracy as we continue our struggle for justice. Together, we will fight the already obscenely rich billionaires who are trying to line their own pockets by destroying the dreams and dignity of those who call this country home. We will not have it. We know this administration is scapegoating immigrants to justify cruel and callous policies, including the abduction of Kilmar Garcia. Shame. Donald Trump and his enablers have gone too far. ICE raids are terrorizing our students and families, detaining our children born here in this country. They are allowing federal agents to enter public schools under false pretenses, arresting students and only releasing them after a town comes together and speaks up. No matter where they are born or the language they speak, all students are welcome in our public schools. Together we will stand against every billionaire who seeks to limit our students' right to learn. diminish our wages, to crush the benefits of our families, weaken our unions, or destroy the dreams and opportunities of working families. We will beat back every money-grubbing privateer who wants to control not just our public schools, but higher education and postal service and Medicare and Medicaid and Social Security. Now, I'm looking at you, so I know you know this is true. We have faced and won battles before, and we will win again. We are standing in our power of the community. We will place an impenetrable circle of protection around our immigrant families, our students, our democracy. Unbound and undaunted and unafraid, we will fight for what is right, a country that respects the rights of everyone, a country that provides high-quality education, exemplary health care, living wages, basic dignity, and respect for everyone. Everyone, native and newcomer. From 2019 to 2023, Brazilians fought back when a fascist president rose to office. Their encouraging, empowering battle cry was this: no one let go of anyone's hand. Let us make their call our call. Don't let go of anyone's hand. Let that call remind us of our collective strength and humanity as we build that future where we the people, all of us deserve that right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of justice. No one let go of anyone's hand. Don't let go of anyone's hand. When we are flooded with a steady stream of hate and distortions and diminishment, don't let go of anyone's hand. When they try to silence our voices and paralyze us with fear so that we doubt our power, I need you to not let go of anyone's hand. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, and don't let go of anyone's hand. Our country needs you. They need your leadership, and they need your love. They need your courage. This chaos behind us. Despite all of it, we will create that beloved community because our children, our babies are depending on us. They're depending on us to be worthy of them. Don't let go of anyone's hand. Hold on. Hold on. We will win.
Hey, we will win. Hey. 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 That's right. Wow, give it up for Becky! This is what democracy looks like. Okay, so popular democracy is an unstoppable network of grassroots organizations fighting for racial and economic justice, from immigrant rights to voting rights, housing justice, and workers' rights on the front lines, ensuring our communities have the power they deserve. Please welcome to the stage, Analia. Please welcome to the stage, Analia.
Compañeros en la lucha, ¿sí se escucha? Sí se escucha. All right, y'all, I come to you as an activist, as a former union organizer. I see you 32. I come to you as a student. I come to you as a mother. But most important, I come to you as an informed, fired up, organized, dangerous American, y'all. And why dangerous? Because I believe in the Constitution. I believe in justice. I believe that this country, that this nation, that this government is ours. It's mine, y'all. It's yours. It does not belong to some phony orange-faced pseudo-king that doesn't even understand that the Declaration of Independence is actually a divorce document. I refuse to give my government to a fool who doesn't understand that due process applies to us all. I mean, we even gave it to him. So in this moment, I just call on us to be as dangerous as we want to be, with truth, with justice, with organizing and freedom. Mis compañeros, Donald Trump cree que nosotros somos un peligro porque sabemos y creemos en la Constitución, en la justicia, y no nos venceremos. Estamos juntos, compañeros. Yo a mucha honra soy hija de una mujer que cuando yo nací, ella era indocumentada, pero gracias a la Constitución y birthright citizenship, yo me puedo parar aquí y decir que yo no voy a parar hasta que ese hombre le quite el gobierno a ese hombre. Sí se puede, carajo, como decía mi madre. So mis compas, my people, you know, this morning I woke up, esta mañana me desperté pensando, ¿qué más podemos decir? What else is there to say? Y lo que le quiero brindar, what I want to close with, es un poema, a poem. I want to close with a poem that has been, to me, it's a love letter. To me, to you, to our nation, and to our sense and dignity. Yo también canto América. I too sing America. Yo soy el hermano de piel oscura. I am the darker brother. Ellos me mandan a comer en la cocina cuando viene la visita. They send me to the kitchen when company comes. Pero yo me río y como bien y crezco mi fuerza. But I laugh and I eat well and I grow strong. Mañana yo comeré en la mesa cuando lleguen las visitas. Tomorrow I will be seated at the table when company comes. Y entonces nadie se cocina. Nobody will dare say to me then, go eat in the kitchen. Además, ellos verán tan bello que soy y sentirán vergüenza. And then, besides, they will see how beautiful I am and they will be ashamed. Porque yo también soy América. Because I too am America. Mis compañeros, las palabras de Langston y nuestro corazón. The words of Langston Hughes and our heart, we shall win. ¿Sí se puede? Se podrá, compañeros. Gracias.
Give it up for Analia Mejia from Popular Democracy. Our next speaker is really a truth teller. She is a fighter and one of the fiercest champions for immigrants, women, and working families in the United States Senate. She speaks truth to power. From Washington to Hawaii, where she's from, she has never stopped standing up for what's right. Please join me in welcoming a true warrior for our communities, Senator Macy Hirono!
Oh, thank you so much. Aloha, everybody. I was here a little bit earlier. I was walking among so many of you to thank you for being here. And it was great. I love reading your signs, especially the one that says Trump lies. And I thought, yeah, the minute he opens his mouth, that's what comes out of his mouth. It is great to be here with all of you. I, too, am an immigrant. I came to this country. I didn't know a single word of English. And I don't know what the first word was, English words, but it might have been WTF. Okay, well, that would have been appropriate then. It certainly is appropriate now. So I'm just glad to join you guys, because we are in this together. We have a president who does not think that the rule of law applies to him, aided and abetted by the Supreme Court's decision on immunity. So he started day one by issuing all these, in my view, illegal executive orders. That is how he's governing through executive orders, leading to over 200 legal challenges. And guess what? One of them, there was a Texas judge who just issued a ruling saying that he can't use the Enemy Alien Act to deport people. Yay! You heard from my friend Ilhan Omar. She and I have the bill that we introduced, she in the House, me in the Senate, to repeal the Enemy Aliens Act. So there. You know, these are not normal times. We have a president who wants to keep us divided, distracted, in fear. And the thing that he fears the most is all of us coming together, understanding that by fighting back, by coming together, that is what's going to defeat him. We know that. So this is a fired up crowd. My gosh. I just want to thank you guys, because we are the resistance. We are the change that needs to happen. And we need to keep showing up. We need to keep showing up, because half the battle is showing up. Not just in numbers like this, but to stay the course, to keep fighting back. I want to thank the unions who are here. I want to thank the organizations, NEA, CASA. We have people from Hawaii, Osatua from Hawaii, Hawaii HSTA, Hawaii State Teachers Association. We have people from all over. We have Unite Here people, because workers truly are the backbone of America. And let me tell you a story about my courageous mother who brought 3 of her children to this country to give us a chance at a better life. And it is when her workplace unionized that she had job stability, higher wages, and we were able to buy a house for the first time. And before that, we were moving every 2 years, because she tried to get us a better rental every 2 years to get a better place for she and her children. So that's what our life was like. I know what it's like to have very little money. We were the story of immigrants who come to this country, but courageous people everywhere. You know, all of you, thank you very much. But it's been my mother's workplace organized, and that is why Trump doesn't want to have anything to do with supporting the right of workers to organize for better wages, better conditions. But that is what we need to stand for. Immigrants who are here to make their lives better, make our country better. Unions, workers who are doing everything they can to support themselves and their families and to help make our country the diverse country that it is. And this obsession that this administration has against DEI, come on, looking out at you, we are all DEI. We are all diverse, equal, inclusive, and we need to fight back on that point. So I'm glad that the teachers are here. Thank you very much, because it is thanks to the teachers that I learned English and the public schools. We got to fight for our public schools. Thank you, teachers. So anyway, as I said, the main thing is the thing that Trump is most afraid of is when we organize, and as the unions say, early to bed, early to rise, work like hell, and organize. And that's what we're going to keep doing. Aloha, stand strong. Mahalo, everybody.
Se ve, se siente, el pueblo está presente. Se ve, se siente, el pueblo está presente. Se ve, se siente, el pueblo está presente. Familia, Trump is trying to rip away protections from families that have built their lives here. He's attacking TPS for Venezuela, TPS for Haiti, and we are hearing that he's trying to go for TPS for Cameroon as well. Familia, Trump ha estado atacando a nuestra comunidad, atacando TPS para Venezuela, TPS para Haití, y ahora estamos escuchando de que están tratando de ir por TPS para Camerún. We are here to keep fighting, and guess what, Trump? We will see you in court. Every time you break the law, we are going to keep suing. Now it's my honor and pleasure to introduce our strong member, a strong voice, and someone who's fighting not just for TPS, but for our entire immigrant community. Please help me welcome Ornella.
Si se puede! Are we tired? Are we tired? I want to hear you scream. Si se puede! Si se puede! Yes, we can! Yes, we can! Yes, we can! Yes, we can! Thank you so much. I prefer the energy. I'm called Analia, and I'm a proud CASA member. I'm an immigrant from Cameroon. I stand before you, not just for myself, but for every essential worker who holds up this country with our labor, our strength, and love, often without recognition or protection. Like many of you here today, I am not just essential in building up the U.S. economy. I am essential to fight for our justice. On this International Workers' Day, I will rise, and we all will raise our voice loud and clear. And we will say, labor rights are immigrant rights. Let's say it together. Labor rights are immigrant rights. Labor rights are immigrant rights. Yes, labor rights are immigrant rights, and they are human rights. And we will not allow them to be torn apart by the administration. When immigrant workers are targeted by violence, exploitation, intimidation, it's not just individuals who suffer. Our families, our communities, and our economy all bear the cost. We are the hands that care for your children, build your homes, grow your food, and staff your hospital. We deserve dignity, safety, and a voice. Today we march for our right to live and work without fear. We demand policies that protect, not punish, those who power this country, to those who power this country. We are not invincible. We are not disposable. We are essential. And we are unstoppable. What do we want? What do we want? When do we want it? When do we want it? And if we don't have it? And if we don't have it? And if we don't have it, shut it down. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now it's a true honor to welcome on stage someone who's not just talking, someone who's walking the walk every single day. Congressman Frost has been standing with our movement since before he took office. As one of the youngest person to ever be elected to Congress, Representative Frost has brought the energy, the heart, and the courage that we need in this moment. Familia, es un honor darle la bienvenida a un congresista quien ha apoyado nuestro movimiento desde antes de asumir su oficina. Como uno de los miembros más jóvenes de asumir cargo en el Congreso, no simplemente está hablando, sino que está caminando el camino con cada uno de nosotros. Please help me welcome Congressman Frost.
¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede! Mira, estamos aquí para decirle a Donald Trump, deja a los inmigrantes. A decirle a Donald Trump que vamos a luchar para cada familia, cada inmigrante, cada persona en este país. We're going to fight for every single person. The human rights of every human. See, Donald Trump wants to tell people in this country that immigrants are poisoning the blood of this nation. Immigrants are the blood of this nation. My mom came here from Cuba. I'm proud to be the first Afro-Cubano in the United States Congress. I'm proud to also come from Haitian heritage. Do we have any Haitians here? Haiti? All right. But I'm just proud to be here with you all today on International Workers' Day and on Mayday, where we tell the country that we're fed up and we're done with these neo-fascists, with these authoritarian figures, blaming the problems of the nation on the immigrant and on the immigrant worker, which are essential workers, making it so that way our nation can have what it needs to succeed. Immigrants that pay more into the system than they get out. And we're here to tell Donald Trump, no more. We're here to tell Elon Musk, we're not going to have a billionaire takeover of our nation. That we are America. That we're not going to sit by as this authoritarian regime tries to take over and deport people for speaking out against war. Deport people and change their status because they disagree with their speech. This is why I went to El Salvador just a couple weeks ago to fight for the release of Guillermo Abrego Garcia and every other immigrant that is being held in El Salvador. Because the Republicans like to spend a lot of time talking about American exceptionalism, and then they want to take away the one thing that makes America exceptional, which is that the Constitution is not just for citizens. The Constitution is for every person on this soil, on this land. And we also have to be honest, because they're not going for every single immigrant. They're going for immigrants that look a certain way. They're going for immigrants that come from certain places. It's racist. It's white supremacy in the White House. It's white supremacy in the Capitol. But here's what we have to know. They are scared, and they are weak. We have to call them weak, because authoritarians, when they get in power, they're never satisfied with the power they have. So they do illegal things. They tiptoe outside the law, and then they look at the people. And if the people are quiet, if the other party is quiet, they take it as a yes. They say, well, no one's speaking out, so I guess I can continue to do it. Strong presidents pass their agenda into law. He can't do that because he's a weak president. That doesn't mean harm isn't being done, but it means that our power, the people's power, is greater than those in power right now. And that's why today is so important, because it's about solidarity. And solidarity without action is just empathy. We don't need empathy right now. We don't need just prayer right now. We need people to pray with their feet. We need people to put sweat equity on the line for every immigrant, for every worker across the entire nation. From the farm workers in Central Florida, in Apopka, Florida, where I'm from, to all across this nation and to all across this world, because we're all part of the grand mosaic of humanity. And at the end of the day, this is about love. Because if you love somebody, you want them to be safe. If you love somebody, you want them to be able to have one job, and that one job be dignified, pay a thrivable wage, and be safe in their communities. And that's why I'm proud to be with you here today. And the last thing I'll say before I leave is this. This is the moment for organizers. This is the moment for politicians to be organizers, to be on the streets with people, and when we're in the institution to say, we're not the minority, we're the opposition. And when you don't have all the power that you want, you use all the power that you got. And as I've traveled this nation, I can tell you, we have a lot of damn power in this moment, and I know that we will win. And the real last thing I'll say, sorry, I'm from the South. The real last thing I'll say is this. We say si se puede, but one of my favorite things is the story of where that comes from. And it didn't just come from a political campaign. For those of you who don't know, Cesar Chavez, Dolores Huerta, a fast for workers' rights, lasting weeks. And some people started to feel doubtful. They said, can we do this? Can we have rights for farm workers in Arizona and across the nation? They came up and they asked, can we do this? I don't think we can do it. No se puede. I don't think it's possible. And Dolores stood straight up and said, in Arizona, si se puede. And today we say, for in the nation of America, in the United States, si se puede. In Florida, si se puede. Across the country, si se puede. So thank you all so much. God bless you. Let's win. Thank you.
Look, I am proud to say, in 2022, I was in Florida, in your district, knocking on doors so you can be elected, so I couldn't be prouder. Thank you for being here.
And thank you to the SCIU 32BJ 1199. I know NEA is here. My mom was a teacher for 37 years. Defend public education. CASA. Thank you for being here, everybody. God bless you. Thank you.
All right. Our next speaker is a member of 32. She is a member of 32BJ in Virginia. She works hard every day to keep our buildings safe. She keeps our community safe, and like so many immigrants, she represents the strength, resilience, hard work, the drive, the economic growth of this nation. Por favor, denle la bienvenida a Jessica Calderón. 32.
BJ. BJ. Buenas tardes, compañeros, compañeras. Me llamo Jessica Calderón. Nací con orgullo en el Perú y como inmigrante hoy tengo la alegría de ser ciudadana de Estados Unidos. Durante los últimos 6 años he sido orgullosamente miembro del 32BJ. Trabajo como limpiadora comercial. 32BJ-CU es un sindicato que representa 185,000 trabajadores esenciales en la costa este. Sin embargo, conozco de cerca y lo vivo en carne propia lo que mi familia, amigos, vecinos, compañeros de trabajo sufren bajo esta administración hostil. Nos sentimos desesperados ante tantas leyes injustas impuestas por este señor.
destruyendo muchos trabajos, expulsando a nuestra gente del país, dejándolos sin trabajo, ni atención médica y mucho más. Los inmigrantes están siendo deportados sin el debido proceso, violando todas las leyes y derechos constitucionales. Es por eso, compañeros, que ustedes y yo estamos aquí hoy para decir basta, basta ya de tanta mentira, basta del abuso del poder, merecemos respeto y poder. Exigimos a nuestros funcionarios electos que voten no a leyes xenófobas, como la HR 32, la mal llamada Ley No al Rescate de las Ciudades Santuarios. Instamos a nuestros líderes electos a adoptar un enfoque migratorio humanitario. Nosotros no nos vamos a cansar de levantar nuestra voz por la justicia, por nuestros derechos como americanos que somos todos. No nos cansaremos, no nos cansaremos. Muchas gracias, compañeros. ¡Terry, tú!
¡Se puede! ¡Se puede! Now it's my honor to introduce Niels, here today representing African Communities Together, a powerhouse organization that has been leading the charge to protest status, dignity, justice for African immigrants for years. Welcome, Niels. Ahora vamos a introducir a Niels, un representante de la comunidad Africanos Juntos, que es una organización que lucha por el derecho y la dignidad de los inmigrantes africanos.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. When we fight, and yes, indeed, we will win. My name is Niels Kinwani. I represent here African Communities Together. 30 years ago, Congress established a temporary protected status program with bipartisan support to safeguard individuals facing perilous conditions. This protection reflects a legal mandate and, more importantly, a moral imperative deeply embedded in our values as a nation. America stands as a beacon of both opportunity and refuge. Today, TPS serves as a critical lifeline, shielding our community members from danger and enabling them to contribute to our society and economy. We firmly oppose all attempts by this administration to dismantle this vital program and put our community members in harm's way. We urgently call for the immediate redesignation and extension of temporary protected status for Cameroon, South Sudan, and Haiti. Without immediate action, South Sudanese TPS holders will lose their TPS protection this Saturday and become subject to deportation to a country on the brink of civil war. We will not allow that. They, our South Sudanese brothers and sisters, along with our Cameroonian and Asian brothers and sisters, require and deserve TPS protection now. The prevailing conditions in those countries, including ongoing armed conflict and environmental disasters, clearly meet the legal criteria for TPS. Consequently, the law mandates this administration to grant TPS to those nations. Canceling TPS protection, as we're seeing now, is not only unlawful, but also unconscionable. We strongly urge this administration, for the last time, to uphold the law and our values by extending and redesignating TPS for Cameroon, South Sudan, and Haiti without delay. Thank you so much.
Now it's my honor to introduce a member from Unite Here. Please, if you are from Unite Here, make some noise. It's my pride and honor to introduce Coralia Santos, a member and organizer at Unite Here Local 25.
Buenas tardes a todos. Mi nombre es Coralia Santos. Soy originaria de Guatemala.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Coralia Santos, and I'm originally from Guatemala.
Yo como trabajadora inmigrante he pasado tantas dificultades en este país.
As an immigrant worker, I face many challenges in this country.
En mis luchas Perdón. Okay. Soy madre de 5 hijos, madre soltera.
I am a mother of 5, a single mother.
He sido explotada por muchos empleadores abusivos.
And I've been exploited by many employers who have been abusive towards me.
Pero un día Dios puso un sindicato en mi camino.
But one day I was blessed to find a union.
Y pude organizarme, yo y mis compañeras de trabajo.
And we came together with my coworkers and we organized.
Y hoy veo el cambio en mi vida y en mi familia.
And now I see the change in my life and the change towards my family.
Hoy tengo un trabajo digno, con respeto, con beneficios y seguro médico y mucho más.
And today I am proud to say that I have a job with benefits where I'm treated with dignity and respect and a fair wage.
En este país, tengamos o no tengamos documentos, tenemos los mismos derechos.
Even if you are undocumented, you still have rights.
Por eso hoy visto esta camiseta con mucho orgullo.
And today I am wearing this shirt with pride.
Y que viva la unión y abajo la explotación.
Let's keep fighting for our unions and let's let down exploitation.
Ok, familia, damos por terminado este programa, but we're going to leave loud and clear and say, we'll be back! We'll be back! Hey!
April Sims was elected to be president of the Washington State Labor Council, not only was she the first woman in that position, she also became the first black woman to ever hold that position in any state federation in the entire AFL-CIO. We are so lucky to be represented in this labor movement by such a fantastic, progressive leader. Let's welcome April Sims.
We're here because Mayday was born in struggle. It didn't start with a holiday, it started with a strike.
Estamos aquí porque el 1 de mayo nació en una lucha. No estamos aquí porque empezó como un día festivo, sino comenzó como una huelga.
Back in 1886, thousands of workers, many of them immigrants, took to the streets of Chicago, united by one simple demand. 8 hours for work, 8 hours for rest, and 8 hours for what we will.
En 1886, miles de trabajadores, muchos de ellos inmigrantes, salieron a las calles de Chicago para exigir una sola cosa: 8 horas para trabajar, 8 horas para descansar y 8 horas para hacer lo que quisiéramos.
They were met with clubs, bullets, and arrests, but they didn't back down. They sparked a fire that spread across the world, and that fire lives in us today.
Garrotes, balas y arrestos, pero no se rindieron. Encendieron un fuego que se esparció por todo el mundo y ese fuego aún vive en nosotros.
Because the demands in 1886 are still our demands today. We still fight for dignity on the job. We still fight for time with our families, and we still fight to be seen not as machines, not as profits, but as people.
Que lo que exigían en 1886 sigue siendo lo que exigimos hoy en día en el 2025. Seguimos luchando por dignidad en el trabajo, seguimos luchando por tiempo con nuestras familias, seguimos luchando por ser vistos, no como máquinas, no como ganancias, sino como personas.
And just like those first Mayday strikers, workers are still entitled to everything our labor creates.
Y al igual que aquellos primeros trabajadores del 1 de mayo,
We see tenants on picket lines. We see nurses on picket lines. We see farm workers demanding the same rights as everyone else.
Vemos inquilinos en huelga de renta, enfermeras en las líneas de huelga, a trabajadores del campo exigiendo los mismos derechos que cualquier otra persona.
And we have a champion here for the working class today. Attorney General Nick Brown, who's leading the fight against the government overreach, against corporate greed.
Aquí a un campeón, el fiscal general Nick Brown, que está luchando en contra de la avaricia.
Across race and class, across gender and ability, across sexuality and ideology, there is nothing we cannot do.
Cuando los trabajadores se unen, más allá de la raza y el clan, más allá del género, la capacidad, de la ideología, no hay nada que no podamos lograr.
Our history teaches us that we have won before and we will win again.
La historia nos muestra que hemos ganado en el pasado y volveremos a ganar.
Because our fight is not just about better wages or fair schedules.
Nuestra lucha no es solo por mejores salarios o por horarios justos.
This fight is about freedom. This is about dignity. This is about power.
Esta lucha es por la libertad, es por la dignidad, es por el poder.
And our power doesn't come from corporations or the wealthy elite or the government. It never has. Our power comes from the street. It comes from solidarity. It comes from us.
El poder no viene de las corporaciones grandes, de las personas con mucha riqueza, ni del gobierno. Nunca ha sido ese el caso. Viene de la calle, viene de la solidaridad, viene de nosotros.
So we take to the streets today to remember the courage from the past, to meet the challenges of the present, and to build the future our ancestors dreamed of.
Por eso salimos a las calles el día de hoy, para recordar el coraje del pasado, enfrentar los retos del presente y construir el futuro por el que soñamos.
Because whose streets? Whose streets? Whose streets? Whose streets? These are our streets. That's right. Thank you.
Let's give it up for April Sims! That's when we fight! When we fight! When we fight! I want to introduce our next speaker from the International Migrants Alliance. The International Migrants Alliance is the first grassroots, migrant-made, migrant-led alliance of organizations around the world fighting to end forced displacement for all migrants, for the right of livelihood, to land. Let's give it up for Eva!
Alliance.
Formo parte de la comunidad de miles de solicitantes de asilo aquí en el estado de Washington. Primero vivía a la intemperie en la Iglesia Metodista Unida de Riverton Park y desde entonces se han organizado y defendido mejores condiciones de vida. Esto le permitió obtener alojamientos cortos en hoteles y luego verse obligados a dormir a la intemperie y impulsados de los campamentos comunitarios.
I am a part of the community of thousands of asylum seekers here in Washington State who were first living outside of the Riverton United Methodist Church and since have been organizing our communities and advocating for better living conditions that have resulted in winning short-term housing. Let's hear it. Unfortunately, this was lapse, and then time after time, we would be forced again to sleep outside, and then swept from our community-made encampments to be provided with continued unstable resources.
A medida que los ataques fascistas de Trump se vuelven más generalizados, sin previo aviso ni razonamiento adecuado, docenas de migrantes y sus familias han sido despojados de los pocos recursos estables que han tenido desde que llegaron a Washington, incluida la vivienda, contra la que hemos estado luchando durante el año pasado.
As Trump's fascist attacks become more widespread, without notice or proper reasoning, there are dozens of migrants and their families who've been stripped away of those very little stable resources that we've had since getting to Washington, including our housing. So we are forced again to continue to fight under these fascist attacks.
Muchos migrantes tienen miedo, dadas las políticas actuales del presidente. Las familias tienen miedo de enviar a sus hijos a la escuela, ir a trabajar y a muchos les hubiera encantado estar aquí en esta marcha, pero tienen miedo de abandonar sus hogares.
Many migrants are fearful, specifically asylum seekers, given the current policies of President Trump. Families are scared to send their children to school, they're afraid to go to work, and many would have loved to be here with all of you all at this march, but are too fearful to leave their homes.
Pero estoy aquí porque con nuestra comunidad aquí no tenemos miedo. Debemos unirnos con valentía para organizarnos y luchar por nuestras comunidades y crear soluciones juntos.
But I am here because with our community here, we are not afraid. We must come together bravely to organize and fight for our communities and create solutions together.
Como comunidad migrante y solicitante de asilo, exigimos al gobernador del estado de Washington que escuche nuestro pedido de apoyo y haga todo lo que esté a su alcance para proporcionar los recursos necesarios para apoyar a nuestra comunidad. Estamos aquí como residentes de este estado. Nuestros hijos van a su escuela. Hemos construido una vida aquí y queremos seguir contribuyendo a la comunidad, pero tenemos miedo de ser separados de nuestros seres.
As the migrant and asylum seeker community, we are demanding that the governor of Washington State, that you listen to our plea for support and do everything in your power to provide the necessary resources for our community. We are here as residents of this state. Our children go to their schools. We have built a life here, and we want to continue to contribute to the community, but we're fearful of being ripped apart from our families.
Eva y Comunidad Sin Fronteras creen que el sistema de inmigración de Estados Unidos es justo
the U.S. immigration system is one that controls, represses, and even kills the migrants that were forced to come here due to the conditions the U.S. caused in our homelands in the first place. Shame. Trump's targeting of Venezuelan migrants doesn't have anything to do with gangs or safety. It has everything to do with Venezuela having the largest oil reserves in the world. For years, the U.S. has been launching sanctions against the country, casting doubt on our elections, and attempting coups. This has strangled the flow of food and medicine into the country and forced millions to flee. All because the imperialists need more oil. But when we fight together to expose the truth and end these imperialist root causes of forced migration, we will win when we organize together.
Hoy les agradezco la bienvenida para compartir nuestra lucha por nuestros derechos y nuestro sustento, mientras seguimos enfrentando ataques a vida. Por favor, apoyen al movimiento de base y de los solicitantes de asilo para ampliar nuestras demandas a todos los funcionarios del gobierno del estado de Washington. Primero, declarar el estado de emergencia para las personas migrantes y solicitantes de asilo en el estado de Washington y prohibir los desalojos o el aumento de la renta. Dos, establecer un plan e implementar medidas de protección para todas las personas migrantes contra la detención y la deportación. Tres, intervenir para detener los vuelos de deportación a El Salvador y a la bahía de Guantánamo, detener la complicidad y proteger a nuestra comunidad. Cuatro, aprobar los 61 millones para la financiación de UAMAS en el presupuesto estatal y fomentar la rendición de cuentas para trabajar directamente con las personas migrantes y solicitantes de asilo en busca de soluciones a largo plazo que se adapten a sus necesidades individuales y garantizar que el dinero se gaste de forma responsable y económica.
Today, I thank you for welcoming us here to share about our struggle for rights and livelihood as we continue to face attacks daily. Please support the grassroots and asylum seeker movement in amplifying our demands to all government officials here in Washington State. Number one, declare a state of emergency for migrants and asylum seekers in Washington State and prohibit eviction and rent increase. Two, provide a plan and implement protection for all migrants against detention and deportation. Three, intervene to stop deportation flights to El Salvador and Guantanamo Bay and stop the complicity and protect our community. And four, pass the $61 million for the Washington migrant and asylum seeker support funding in the state budget and develop accountability work to work with migrants and asylum seekers directly for long-term solutions.
Sabemos que los ataques continuarán, pero nos inspiramos en fomentar la solidaridad entre las comunidades. Juntos podemos derrotar estos ataques fascistas.
We know the attacks will continue, but we find inspiration in building solidarity across communities. We can defeat these fascist attacks together. Migrantes unidos jamás será vencido. Migrantes unidos jamás será vencido. Gracias.
safety announcement. Before we start our march, I want to give folks time. If folks need accessibility assistance or have access needs, can I have my accessibility assistants raise their hands, wave your hands? They've got blue tape, they're over there. Please go see them before we start our march. There will be car brigade to help folks get down to where we need to go. But yeah, would love to introduce my next speaker, Valeria from One America, which is a migrant power building organization. And yeah, let's give it up for Valeria.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Valeri Hernandez Miranda. I'm a leader with One America, and I'm a proud daughter of immigrants from Hidalgo, Mexico. Growing up, we migrated across the U.S. while my
acerca de este proyecto de ley, por favor, visiten la página web students.org o hablen con una de las personas que está usando una camiseta como la mía.
And I'll end with this. When we fight, when we organize,
How we doing, everyone? Are you taking in your vitamin D? All right. We have a few important acknowledgments to make. One of them comes from the sheet metal, air, rail, and transit workers. One of their members, Brother Ilma Abrego Garcia. Have you heard of him? Say his name. Ilma Abrego Garcia. Ilma Abrego Garcia. Ilma Abrego Garcia. We want him back. He should not have been taken in the first place. I want to read a statement from his union. He was a first-year apprentice from Smart Local 100 who was mistakenly deported by the U.S. government, then imprisoned in El Salvador without due process or opportunity for appeal. If this can happen to Garcia, it can happen to anyone. Ilmar fled El Salvador after enduring threats and extortion from violent Barrio 18 gang. These threats were so severe that the U.S. immigration judge granted him legal protection in 2019. And despite this protection, Brother Abrego Garcia was unlawfully detained and forcefully deported on March 12, 2025, while driving home from work with his son. He was delivered into the hands of the very gang he fled. He is said to be imprisoned in El Salvador's second prison infamous for inhumane conditions and gang violence. The U.S. government has no legal authority to snatch a person who is lawfully in the United States and remove him from the country without due process. The government's contention otherwise, its argument that federal courts are powerless to intervene, are unconscionable. Free Gilmar! Free Gilmar! Free Gilmar! Free Gilmar! When we fight, when we fight, when we fight. All right. I get to introduce the next speaker, and I only have one word for her. Chingona. Do you know what that word means? My mama is a chingona. A lot of you out there are chingonas. This chingona is the president of SEIU 6, one of the toughest labor warriors in this city, Sia Havalera.
good afternoon, labor family. Good afternoon, immigrant rights community. And good afternoon to everyone who came out today to stand together, to be seen and to be loud and proud.
personas.
But here's the thing. The thing about it is that the more of us he pushes out, the more of us will find each other out here together.
Pero la cosa es esta, entre más nos empuja hacia afuera, más nos vamos a encontrar aquí afuera.
I am standing on this stage as the child of immigrants. I am here because of their dream, that America would offer them the opportunity, that hard work was a ticket to safety. My mom was able to secure her citizenship, my dad was not. And during the Obama administration, my father was sent to the detention center in Tacoma. The same one that unjustly holds our union sister, Lulin Dixon, right now.
Hoy me paro en este escenario como hija de inmigrantes. Estoy aquí gracias al sueño de ellos, que los Estados Unidos les ofreciera oportunidad, que el trabajo duro fuera la vía hacia la seguridad. Mi mamá pudo obtener su ciudadanía, mi papá no. Y durante la administración de Obama, mi padre fue enviado al centro de detención en Tacoma, el mismo donde hoy en día tienen injustamente detenida a nuestra compañera sindical, Lulin Dixon.
My father was deported, and over a decade later, I still feel the same pain. It does not go away, and it breaks my heart knowing that there are many families, including children, that are feeling that exact pain.
Mi papá fue deportado y más de una década después, el dolor sigue siendo el mismo. El dolor no se va. Me parte el corazón saber que hay familias, incluyendo familias con niños, que están viviendo con ese mismo dolor.
It is clear right now that the Trump regime is using immigrants as scapegoats to take democracy away from us all. He is using TPS, temporary protected status, as a political weapon to hurt and demoralize all Americans.
Es claro que el régimen de Trump está usando a los inmigrantes como expiatorio para quitarnos la democracia a todos. Está usando el TPS, estatus de protección temporal, como arma política para herir y demoralizar al pueblo estadounidense.
It shouldn't be this way. TPS is meant to offer safety to people who have no safety in their home country. SEIU 6 members include TPS holders from many countries, including refugees from Afghanistan and Ukraine, who are just now finding solid footing here in Washington State.
No debería ser así. El TPS existe para brindar seguridad a quienes no la tienen en sus países de origen. En SEIU tenemos miembros con TPS de sus países, incluyendo refugiados de Afganistán y Ucrania, que apenas ahora están logrando seguridad aquí en el estado de Washington.
I am calling on those of us with the privilege of American citizenship to speak up for immigrant families. Speak up for those with TPS. None of us should be scared of being sent back home or back to places that we've
La forma en que actuemos ahora definirá nuestra historia. Y yo sé muy bien de qué lado de la historia voy a estar. Voy a seguir aquí afuera, junta con todos ustedes.
Let's give it up for Sia Havalera! All right, if you're a striking worker at AFT, raise your hand. Where are our AFT striking workers? Let's give it up for the striking workers at AFT! Because this is what this day is about. There is another set of workers that are here. They are members of Local 117 that work at Mauser, and they've been locked out. Boom. They need your help. They need your help. They work dangerous conditions inside of their facility with toxic fumes in the process of recycling barrels. There are organizers here that are seeking your support. They have QR codes. Raise your hand if you're an IBT 117 organizer. Find those organizers and support these workers. They need your help. Can we get a round of applause for the lockdown workers at Mauser, members of IBT 117?
Because when we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. I want to introduce my next speaker, Bea, who is a second-generation Filipino overseas who works as a food service worker at UW Medical
I even heard these guys say they don't have to.
Yeah.
So, but I'm going to do this. I don't think it's
Yeah. Right. Which way they're going to exit?
I feel like they're going to go. I feel like they're going to go to the federal building.
Yeah. Right. And they were thinking like West Lake or Denver Park.
Everybody straight downhill.
Right.
That's true. You don't need to.
Jonathan was thinking the federal building.
Well, there's another one that's a lawyer protest that started. So I assume they're going to be there. So drone team is set up at Line and Broadway. I think that's a good location. I think we can shop them for party and say, traffic cams in drone, and if shit blows up downtown, we go down there. My plan is after we're done, we go back to the cars, scanner,
yeah, we just got to figure out which way they're going to. I think that out.
Yeah. I can't imagine they go up. They could go to Denny.
That's super steep.
Either Pine or Broadway, one of the two. But they're going to go down. So. I'm going to listen.
I have to say, everybody who dealt with us has been nice. Did anybody give you trouble? They're way too high. That's the difference. I mean, they've been working. Yes. I've seen them working, but I've seen it. But see, if you're not yes. It's all things. What are they
Yeah. So if you have anything worthwhile or whatever, put it on CI.
Wide sign, it's the same color. But that's something I have one. Everything I did was back on it.
Okay.
So I don't do that.
Right there?
That's the first illegal spot, and then like 4 other people.
Oh, okay. We actually found a.
Yeah, thank God we found it.
The best one is there's the dumpsters right over here. There's a load zone that's on that small street, and that's where I park for the shop. Wow. That's impressive.
And dignity and peace. Philadelphia, hear our call. Washington, D.C., hear our prayer. God of many names, hear our plea. Strengthen our hands for the work of justice. Strengthen our spirits for the long road ahead. Strengthen our unity, that together we may build a beloved community, not for some, but for all. Amen. Ashe. And so it is.
Hello, everyone. How are y'all doing today? So my name is Tiffany Davis.
am a food service worker down at Philadelphia Sports Complex. Yes. I also belong to a beautiful union called Unite Here, Local 274. Yes, where I am a key leader in a shop store and also on the e-board. Yes. I am fighting because I take care of my uncle, and Trump is trying to take away the medical care that my uncle needs. Yes. Our union fights billionaires every day and win. Last year, me and my coworkers, we went on strike. Yes. Yes, we did. We went on strike because Aramark didn't want to provide us health care or livable wages. So when Aramark said no, we started walking. Yes. Because when we go on strike, when we strike, yes. So yes, now we're passing our torch to our hotel workers, our hotel brothers and sisters in our union. And now they're going up and they're fighting for livable wages and, understaffing. Because just imagine, you're going to work and you're doing more than, just one person's job. One job should be enough. We shouldn't have to do 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 jobs. We should only have to do one job. And then just only imagine, right? Just only imagine when you go into work, you're leaving your kids, you're leaving your loved ones to go and fight and to go and make your money, and you're not even making a livable wage. Rent is high, gas is high, and guess what, y'all? Eggs are too. Like, a carton of eggs is so much. So, I'm proud to introduce someone who always fights for the workers, someone who understands solidarity, because billionaires are afraid of solidarity. We are proud to stand in solidarity with Bernie. Everyone, please help me welcome Senator Bernie Sanders.
Thank you, Philadelphia. Let me thank all of you for coming out this afternoon. Let me thank Danny Bowder and the Philadelphia AFL-CIO. And let me thank all those who have spoken and will be speaking in a few moments. Brothers and sisters, what we are celebrating today in Mayday is, in a sense, a sacred holiday. And all over our country, workers are coming out demanding justice, and all over the world, in dozens of countries, workers are standing up to oligarchy and demanding a world in which all people have a decent standard of living. Today, we remember the struggles and the sacrifices of workers for hundreds of years who have stood up to powerful special interests to create a better world. And today we thank our brothers and sisters in the trade union movement for continuing that struggle. Mayday, as you know, was established way back in 1886. And workers then stood up to their very powerful bosses and said, you know what, we don't want to be slaves We don't want to work 60, 70 hours a week. We want an 8-hour day. And throughout our history, workers stood up and they said, you know what, children should not be working in factories or in the fields. They should be in good schools. And throughout the years, workers said, we don't want our brothers and sisters dying in factories. We want safe working conditions. And workers in the trade union said that when people work more than 40 hours a week, as so many millions in our country do, they deserve and must have time and a half. And as a result of the struggles of the trade union movement, we have come a long way, not quite far enough, to end discrimination so that all people have an opportunity for a decent job, no matter what the color of their skin, where they were born, or their sexual orientation. And when we think about history, I want you all to remember the fact that we have a social security system today which guarantees benefits to our older people and disabled did not happen by accident. The trade union movement made it happen. And the fact that senior citizens today through Medicare can get the health care they need did not happen by accident. Trade union workers made it happen. And today, the fact that millions of lower income people and elderly people in nursing homes get supported by Medicaid did not happen by accident. The trade union movement made it happen. So my point is that because of the trade union movement, this country has come a long way over the last 150 years. But let me tell you something that you're not going to see in corporate media and something that you're not going to hear much about on the halls of Congress. And that is that while we have accomplished much, we still have an enormously important road forward if we're going to create an economy that works for all of us, not just a few. So let us be clear and lay it out on the table. In the year 2025 in America, we are now living in an oligarchic form of society. Never before in our history have so few had so much wealth while so many Americans are struggling. Never before have so few had so much political power while millions of Americans no longer vote. Millions of others have given up on democracy because they look at government and they say, government is owned by billionaires. You are not representing us. You know, a few years ago, when I talked about oligarchy, people were saying, oh, what is Bernie talking about? Well, Donald Trump has made it very clear what we are talking about when we talk about oligarchy. Oligarchy is a president who, when he gets inaugurated, he doesn't hide it. Right behind him are the three wealthiest people in America: Musk, Bezos, and Zuckerberg. And right behind them are 13 other billionaires who he has appointed to head major government agencies. I think all of us remember that when Abraham Lincoln was in Gettysburg, right here in Pennsylvania, and he looked out at a battlefield where a few days before 20,000 Union soldiers had died or been wounded. And he looked out and he said, our vision for the future of America is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Well, what everyone knows is that today we have a government of the billionaire class, by the billionaire class, and for the billionaire class, and we will not allow that to continue. And let me be very clear. These oligarchs, these billionaires are not nice people. They are incredibly greedy people. You might think that somebody who has 10 or 20 billion dollars might be content, might think that's enough. Not these guys. They want it all. And they are prepared to destroy Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, nutrition programs in order to get more tax breaks for themselves. So today, brothers and sisters, we tell these greedy oligarchs, this country belongs to all of us, not the billionaire class. And let me tell you what else that is going on in our country today. Today, in the richest country in the history of the world, 60% of our people are living paycheck to paycheck. I grew up in a family that lived paycheck to paycheck. Many of you are living paycheck to paycheck. Millions of people should not and will not live paycheck to paycheck in the richest country in the history of the world. Today in America, one man, Elon Musk, owns more wealth than the bottom 52% of American households. Today in America, working class people live 7 years shorter lives than the rich. Today in America, the top 1% now owns more wealth than the bottom 93%. And CEOs make 350 times more than the average worker. And here is something that we don't talk about enough, and it tells us why the American people are furious. Today, the average worker in America, despite a huge explosion in technology and worker productivity, that average worker is earning less money per week in inflation accounted for dollars than he or she did 52 years ago. So it's not hard to understand what's happened. Over the last 50 years, the very richest people in this country have become much richer, while 800,000 people today sleep out on the street and the average worker struggles. So let me tell you something. I have gone all over this country, as some of you may know. And what I am proud to tell you is the American people, by the millions, are saying no to oligarchy, no to Trump's authoritarianism, no to Trump's kleptocracy, and no to tax breaks for billionaires. And I'm here in Pennsylvania to tell any member of the Pennsylvania delegation that if they vote for tax breaks for billionaires and cut Medicaid, nutrition, and education, we are going to throw them out of their jobs. But brothers and sisters, our job right now, in my view, is twofold. First, we have got to fight Trump every single day. But secondly, we need to have a vision as to where our country goes in the future. And here is the bottom line, and I say that to my Democratic colleagues in the Congress. Stop defending the status quo economically. An economy in which the rich get richer and working people struggle should not be defended. So there are a number of things that we have got to keep our eyes on and understand. Please, you are living in the richest country in the history of the world. It is not a radical idea. It is not utopian to say that every man, woman, and child can and should have a decent standard of living. And at the top of the list of what we have got to do is to end a corrupt campaign finance system. A system that allows billionaires in both political parties to control the political process and our economy. Brothers and sisters, democracy is about one person, one vote, not billionaires buying elections. And if we're going to deal with the massive income and wealth inequality that currently exists, we're going to not give the rich tax breaks. We're going to demand that the billionaires and their corporations start paying their fair share of taxes. And if we're going to build the movement that we need to take power in this country, we need to grow the trade union movement in this country. Right now, there are millions of workers who want to join unions. They're unable to do so because of the illegal behavior of corporations. And that's why we're going to pass the PRO Act. And if workers, a majority of workers sign a union card, they're going to belong to a union. Brothers and sisters, we need to raise the minimum wage in this country to a living wage. No worker working 40 hours a week should live in poverty. And brothers and sisters, if we're going to
I got you. How you doing? Do you hear me?
Economy, we need the best educated workforce in the world. And that is making not only our public colleges and universities...
Lolo, can you hear me? I can hear you.
It means paying our teachers a great
What's that?
No reason why we should not be having the best public education in the world and the best child care system in the world.
Of course. It's the media section. We got no choice.
Republican colleagues
Yeah, I got you. Can you hear me?
want to cut Social Security.
They can't hear me.
22%, if you can believe this, of seniors in this country are
Hello,
trying to
hello,
get
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Talking here.
Hello,
Hello, hello, talking
Can't
here.
afford to heat their homes, pay for their prescription drugs. We're not going to cut Social Security. Brothers and sisters, together, we're going to expand Social Security. By lifting the cap on taxable income.
Yeah, I got you. How you doing?
Let me tell you something else. I am old enough to remember something called a
Do you have me?
defined benefit pension plan.
Yes.
You know what that is? Yeah. I know it's a radical idea to the younger people. Once upon a
Great. Are you
time,
coming to me right out of the
when
break?
workers worked in a decent job, when they retired, they had a strong, defined pension plan.
Tyler, can you hear me? Yeah, of course. All right, so Tyler, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on camera, and then I'm going to walk a little bit forward. I'm going to basically take time for you to show the environment. Okay, thank you.
Not to guarantee health care to all.
Casey, right?
85
Wonderful, thank you.
million are uninsured or underinsured, and we spend twice as much per capita on health care.
Yeah, sure. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The function of health care is not to make insurance companies and drug companies rich. It's to provide health care to all. Together, we're going to pass Medicare for all, single payer. Donald Trump may think that climate change is
I sure you can, Casey. How you doing?
You and I know that it is an existential threat. We can create millions of good-paying union
And I got Bernie right in the background.
by transforming our energy system into energy efficiency and sustainable energy. Brothers and sisters, instead of spending $1 trillion a year on the military, instead of giving billions of dollars to Netanyahu and his horrific war against the people of Gaza, we can cut military spending and build 5 million units of low-income and affordable housing. I'm not going to tell you that the struggle in front of us is easy. The oligarchs own the economy, they own the media, they own the political process. That's the reality. And I may not have a PhD in mathematics, but there is one thing I do understand. That if we do not
Yeah, Casey, frankly, today here in Philadelphia and across the country, a lot of lively crowds. We're right here in front of City Hall, and we're actually watching Bernie Sanders, who's been speaking at the microphone for a number of minutes right now. He has been rallying folks here. This event here in Philadelphia, sponsored by the AFL-CIO. He's been speaking very strongly in favor of unions, in favor of workers' rights as well. And then in the past, I would say 5 to 10 minutes, he's been returning to the refrain that we've heard him and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the congresswoman from New York, speak about for a number of weeks now. He's talking about the perils and dangers of the oligarchy. And that really tells you, Casey, a lot about what the tone of these rallies have been, not only here but across the country. A lot of people here, not just to support unions and labor movements, but also a lot of people here clearly voicing their frustration at President Donald Trump and the Trump administration. I won't go too far out just because there's a lot of profanity on the signs here, but I'm seeing a lot of signs. I'm a history teacher. This is fascism. I'm seeing signs for due process. Stop Trump and stop the oligarchs. These are the kind of scenes that we're seeing, again, not just here in Philadelphia, but all across the country today in honor of Mayday. I'll just tell you right now, there are a couple thousand people out here. This is a pretty big crowd when it comes to Philadelphia rallies. I've been to a number of them. Clearly, Bernie Sanders is one of the main draws here. And a lot of people were telling me earlier that the reason they came here is not just to support Bernie Sanders, not just to make their voices heard against the Trump administration, but also to show that they are here, they are not afraid, and they are willing to take to the streets specifically to make their voices heard when it comes to, again, protesting the Trump administration. So this rally, like I said, you just saw Bernie Sanders. He just walked up the stage. The rally here is going to continue likely for about an hour or two more. A lot of people here at the moment, and we're expecting more rallies and protests throughout the evening and afternoon. Again, not just here, but also across the country, Casey.
Stand up, fight back. What do we do? Stand up, fight back. That's right, we do fight back. I'm really excited now to introduce our next speaker, Eva Romero of the Movement of Immigrant Leaders in Pennsylvania and Driving PA Forward Coalition. Eva!
Thank you. Hope that works. Absolutely. I'll keep it up. Keep the shot up. Thank you, Tyler.
Buenas tardes a todos. Quiero aclarar un punto. Mi nombre es Eva Bravo. Hello, everybody. I want to make one thing clear. My name is Eva Bravo. Buenas tardes a todos y a todos. Gracias por estar aquí. Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here today. Pertenezco al movimiento Líderes en Pensilvania, inmigrantes en Milpa, y también a la colección Manejando Pa'lante. I am part of the movement of immigrant leaders in Pennsylvania known as Milpa and the Driving Pennsylvania Forward Coalition. Hoy estoy aquí hablando desde mi corazón y mis necesidades como cada uno de ustedes. I am here today to speak from the bottom of my heart, representing the working class to all of you today. Somos la gente y trabajadores que mantenemos este país con nuestro trabajo. We are the people who keep this country running with our work. Muchos de nosotros trabajamos hasta 12 horas y aún así somos invisibilizados. Many of us work 12-hour days and yet we are still made to be invisible. Hoy estamos marchando al camino con dignidad, coraje y con la esperanza de que tengamos una respuesta digna a nuestra necesidad. Today we are marching and we are walking with dignity, with courage, and with hope that we get a response, for a dignified response to our demands. Sorry, disculpen, solo un poco de nervios. Porque ya basta, ya basta. En este país somos nosotros quienes lo sacamos adelante con nuestro trabajo. Ya basta, enough. It is enough. It is us who move this country forward with our work. Estamos en un país donde hay gente de todo el mundo. We're in a country where there's people from everywhere, from all over. Vean a un lado de cada uno de ustedes. No importa el color, no importa el pelo. Somos humanos. Look at the people around you. It doesn't matter the color. We are all human. Y cada uno de nosotros dejamos nuestra vida aquí, dejamos nuestro coraje y nuestra salud en este país. And so many of us, we leave our anger here, our courage here, we leave our health here in this country. Este país, como dije hace un momento, lo impulsamos nosotros, gente pobre, gente trabajadora, no los ricos, no los millonarios que están ahorita en Casa Blanca y en nuestros...
It is us, the poor and the working class, who move this country forward, not the rich, not the rich, not the people in the White House, nor the people in the State House.
Si nosotros, muchos de ustedes son enfermeras, maestros, limpiadores de casa, limpiadores de hospitales, personas que cuidan a nuestros enfermos con un bajo salario, muy bajo.
It is all of you, the people who teach our children, who work in the factories, who clean the offices, who grow and pick our food, who take care of the sick, and for very low wages.
Sin embargo, seguimos enfrentando injusticias, desigualdad.
We continue to face injustices and inequalities.
No tenemos derecho a lo básico, a un seguro médico, a un retiro digno.
We don't have a right to the most basic things like health care and a dignified retirement.
Y de esto, cada uno de nosotros tenemos la misma lucha.
All of us here have the same struggle and the same fight.
Queremos que nos exigimos licencias para cada una de la gente que no puede tener. No importa su estatus legal.
We are here to demand driver's licenses for all, regardless of your immigration status.
Necesitamos y queremos licencia. ¿Y cuándo es? ¡Es ahora!
¡Ahora! ¡Ahora! We need driver's licenses. When do we need them? Now!
Necesitamos acceso a atención médico, a un plan médico digno de nuestro trabajo.
We need health care for our dignified work.
Queremos y pedimos y exigimos que no cierren nuestros hospitales, que los dejen abiertos para la comunidad de la gente de bajos ingresos, como cada uno de nosotros.
We are asking and demanding that you stop shutting down our hospitals so that we have health care for the poor and the working class like us.
Pedimos a nuestros representantes, a la derecha y a la izquierda, que hagan su trabajo, que aboguen por nosotros, que paren las deportaciones, que no separen más familias.
And we are asking and demanding of both parties that they stand up for us and that they fight against detention and deportation and the separation of families.
Exigimos protección permanente ahora para cada uno de nuestra familia.
We are demanding permanent immigration protections for all of us and all of our families now.
Los millonarios no conocen nuestras necesidades. Ellos nunca han tenido la necesidad de ir a formarse a una fila larga para conseguir un poco de comida.
The billionaire class does not know our struggles. They have never had to stand in a long line for food.
Tampoco han tenido la necesidad de escoger, ¿pago renta o pago un seguro médico?
They have never struggled to decide if they're going to pay for health care or for housing.
Ellos no tienen nada en común con nosotros. ¿Quién los puso en la Casa Blanca?
They have nothing in common with us. Why are they in the White House?
Que nos escuchen claro y fuerte.
So listen to us loud and clear.
No somos invisibles.
We are not invisible.
Somos una clase trabajadora. No somos desechables.
We are not dispensable.
Somos una clase trabajadora.
We are the working class.
Construimos este país con nuestro trabajo, con nuestra lucha día a día.
We build this country with our work, day in and day out.
Luchamos por un futuro mejor para nuestros hijos.
We fight for a better future for our children.
Hoy marcharemos con la frente en alto.
Today we will march with our heads up.
Aclarando, no estamos pidiendo, estamos exigiendo nuestros derechos.
To say we are not asking, we are demanding our rights.
Ya se acabó. Unidos pa'lante.
Unidos pa'lante means together, forward together.
Thank you.
Gracias.
You fired up? All right, let's keep it moving. I'm so excited to have coming to the stage right now from the American Federation of Government Employees, National Vice President for District 3, Phil Glover, along with Local President Karen Ford Steyer.
Yes.
I got one thing to say. You all look good out there. As you were just told, my name is Karen Ford Steyer, and I am with the American Federation of Government Employees, and I am the local president at 1793. I'm proud to be here, and I'm proud to be a federal employee. Before I introduce my MVP, I want you all to remember that unions are what make America work. To my right, it's the dynamic. This man, I think he has a Duracell battery because he just keeps going and it gets more better. More better. You like that? He's the National Vice President of District 3, and that's Delaware and Pennsylvania. Please, it's my honor to introduce Phil Glover.
Fired up? Ready to go? This crowd is beautiful. Look at Philadelphia. As federal workers, AFGE represents 31,000 employees across Pennsylvania and Delaware. Our members work in the Veterans Administration out here at the VA hospital. We do VA benefits out on Wissahickon. Our Department of Defense workers over here work out of Robbins Avenue. We do federal food inspection to make sure you don't get sick when you eat. Environmental Protection Agency makes sure your air and water are right. We have transportation security officers at the airports to make sure you fly safe. And right here, right across the way, we have Independence National Park, the National Park Service workers who take care of the history of America. So what the hell is going on in Washington? These people, since January 20th, have decided that you don't need a federal workforce, you don't need the VA, you don't need Social Security, You don't need the EPA. You don't need any of them. It is terrible up there. Elon Musk has come into this White House and taken it over. Who elected this clown? Go back to making cars that don't work. So I want to say this. On Mayday, I just want to say, in the memory of workers killed in the line of duty, AFG has had their fair share. We've had law enforcement officers killed. We've had VA nurses die of COVID. We had others die in DOD out in the country and overseas. And I just wanted to make sure we recognized that federal workers are union workers and we're with you. And we have some of those same problems. President Trump has come into office and fired thousands of probationary employees. These are first-year workers who are just replacing workers who have left. This isn't new workers. He isn't growing the agencies. He's used illegal actions to take away 195,000 workers' contracts. Stroke of a pen. This guy is a menace with a pen. They should take his Sharpies away. Maybe it might be time for the 25th Amendment. They talked about that a lot in the last administration. I don't hear them talking about it now. They have cut NIOSH. How many in here are blue-collar workers? Your PPE, all of that goes through NIOSH. They cut 200 employees out of Pittsburgh. One day, fired them. What are we doing? They have gotten rid of MSHA workers that inspect mines. Where's our mine workers? It's bullshit. They are planning to cut